Today we're going to talk about everyone's most favorite topic in the world, fractions. And before we begin, I want you to take a look up here and notice that I have something written. Numerator and denominator. I'll be throwing those words around a lot. If you don't know what they mean, figure it out now. Numerator is the number on top. The denominator is the number on bottom. So I have two different situations here. The first situation is that when you have the same denominator. If you have the same denominator, just follow these rules. Add the numerators, keep the denominator. So an example of that would be 1 plus 3. I would add the numerator, I would keep the denominator, 2. And my answer is 4 over 2. And when I simplify, that's just 2. Same here. 1 over 4 plus 3 over 4. Both of them have the number 4 as denominator. So I am just going to add the numerators, 1 plus 3. I'm going to keep the denominators, that's 4. And that gives you 4 over 4. And that equals to 1. So that's simple. This is easy. Easy. The tricky stuff comes from whenever I have different denominators. And I'll teach you two ways of doing this. The two ways that I am going to teach you. The first one is the, in my opinion, easiest one to do, but more time consuming, because you need to understand the lesson in order to do it. In order to do this first method, all you got to do is to note that there are two denominators here. Just multiply each fraction by the other denominator. So in that case, 8 over 12, I'm going to multiply both of these by the other denominator, 8. And 7 over 8, I'm going to multiply by the other fraction's denominator, 12. That gives me 64 plus 84 over 8 times 12, same denominator. That would give you 96. So my answer is going to be 148 over 96, which is not simplified. So let's simplify this. 148 over 96. If I divide, I simplify by dividing by the smallest number possible, which is what? 2. 148 divided by 2 equals to 74 over 48. I divide by 2 again, solely because they're even numbers. That gives you 37 over 24. And that actually is your answer, 37 over 24. 37 is prime. So I can't simplify anymore. The trickier way, but the way that would get you to the answer faster without having to do any of that simplification mumbo jumbo, is to find what we call the least common multiple, LCM, of your denominators. The LCM of 12 and 8. So let's start listing multiples. So let's start listing the multiples of 12. That's 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, times 3 is 36, times 4 is 48, times 5 is 60, and then 8. 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40. Now, what number do we see in these two lists that are the same? I only see one number that's the same. That's 24. So the first number you see that's the same, that's going to be your least common multiple. So how do I turn a 12 into a 24? I multiply by 2. So I am going to write times 2. And how do I turn a 8 into a 24? I have to multiply by 3. That's times 3. Whatever you multiply the denominator by, multiply the numerator by the same number. Times 2 and times 3. So that gives you 16 plus 21 over 2 times 12 is 24. Same as 8 times 3 is 24. And that gives you 37 over 24. Please rate, comment. If you have concerns, let me know. Hope you enjoyed.